Hello everyone, welcome back to Sharmila's Tutelage, and I'm back with a brand new video. This video is for ECCE teachers or the pre-primary teachers. Today I'm going to talk about a certain thing which would interest only those educators or teachers who really want to thrive as an educator in the pre-primary segment. Today I'm going to talk about learning outcomes. Right, so what is learning outcome and how is it, how to go about it, I'll come to it eventually, stay tuned. However, I want to begin with why do we need one and what is the current scenario in India when we talk about the pre-primary segment or pre-primary education. The first thing, I'll tell you very frankly, if you are just working as a teacher because you want to work and this is just your profession, this video might not interest you. It will only interest you if you really want to do what you are doing with your passion and with all the emotions that you have if you love teaching. So if you are currently into a pre-primary segment and you want to improve the way you are teaching, this video is for you. Let's understand that we are in a transition. We are in a transition wherein India is shifting from the traditional methods and traditional way of teaching from traditional teaching to a more holistic and a 21st century teaching. So there are educators who are already being trained as a 21st century educator and they know exactly what is the current trend. But there are a lot of educators and a lot of teachers who are still working on shifting from the traditional method of teaching, the textbook based teaching, to the 21st century teaching. So what is the problem? 25 years ago, teaching in a pre-primary segment was also on textbook base. So we had a syllabus, we had to complete it, and then that is what was wanted. But that wasn't wrong. That was easily addressing the needs of that time. But this is the time wherein we need a more holistic approach and a more flexible approach that only does not cater to the current trend, but it also addresses the future needs, because the future is unknown, and if we develop our learners more holistically, we will ensure that they are also able to handle the future challenges that are going to come up. Right? So what is the problem? The problem is that we have been trained or we have learned in the traditional method, and now we are expected to teach in a way which is not traditional anymore and more flexible and holistic in nature. So how do we improve ourselves? What do we do so that we also get to teach in a more holistic way and we also understand what is the holistic education all about? So the easiest way to do this is by following learning outcome. What is it? The National Curriculum Framework, or the NCF for foundational stage of 2022, has clearly given a list of learning outcomes. There are competencies, there are curriculum goals in Nipun Bharat, and NCF also has given you a list. Ideally, if you are currently in a school wherein a very comprehensive curriculum is being used, you already have your set of learning outcomes with you. In case the curriculum that is being followed in your school doesn't have a said or a prescribed learning outcome, you better go to NCF's site and you find it out. For your ease, I have pasted the link in our description box. You can anyway go in the description box, click and read through the learning outcomes. Right? So what are learning outcomes? I will now slowly explain. Now let's understand what is a learning outcome and why am I talking about learning outcome as an important aspect. So in the holistic curriculum these days, the entire curriculum is divided into few parts. The first part is the textbooks, the handbook, the workbook, that is the hard copies of the materials which are given to a child to study and for the teachers to do in the classroom. Right? There's another part to it. The another part is the digital curriculum. When we talk about digital curriculum, we are talking about the videos, the PPTs and the other experiential learning that we give through digital mode in the classroom. And then the entire curriculum is integrated into multiple parts, because there are no watertight compartments today wherein when you're teaching math, you're only teaching math, when you're teaching English, you're only teaching English or EVS or anything. Everything is interlinked. So when you're teaching literacy, you're also referring to numeracy and EVS and vice versa. So the integration part is done through the lesson planning and everything. And on top of all these things, there are the learning outcomes or competencies that you need to achieve through teaching. If you focus yourself in the textbook or in the learning aspects, you will be stuck here only. If you want to achieve the final outcome, if you want to achieve the essence or the, how do I say, if you want to achieve the final goal or the maximum benefit of the curriculum, you need to shift yourself from only textbook learning or digital learning to focusing on the learning outcomes. Learning outcomes are clearly set documents and parameters and nothing else. In learning outcome document, there are few things written, there are few points written, that if a child starts from here, if this is the beginning of the academic year, child has got certain parameters or certain abilities. At the end of the year, when the academic year ends, at the end of the year, the child will be able to develop these competencies. If the child has started here, the child has to reach here. So there are few competencies that a child should be able to demonstrate and understand and perform. These are learning outcomes. So for each grade, there are 10, 15, 13 learning outcomes or competencies listed. So if you focus on those competencies, what my child is expected to do at the end of the year, whatever you are teaching is okay, is important. But the utmost importance is whether the child is able to achieve those competencies through your teaching or not. So if you focus on these competencies, your work is done. So from nursery, in NCF 2022, for the foundation stage, from nursery to grade 2, there are learning outcomes given. Now, how to read it? In learning outcome, it is said that by the end of the nursery term, the child will be able to demonstrate this habit, this behavior, this skill, this competency. By the end of PP1, a child will be able to demonstrate this behavioral skill, will be able to understand these life skills, will be able to achieve foundational literacy and numeracy abilities, and these skills will be listed. All that you have to do is to go to the learning outcome document, read through what is the child expected to do at the end of the year, and you change your teaching, you modify your teaching according to what is expected, not what is given and what syllabus you have to cover, right? That is the only thing that you will have to do. So I'll suggest you something. Let's do one thing. In the description box, there is a link, right? So you refer to page 34 to page 41. All the competencies, learning outcomes, grade wise, everything is given here. You read those once, twice, thrice, you read them. Come back again and watch this video again. You will understand what I'm talking about. So in a nutshell, before I close this video, in a summary, in a nutshell, all that you have to do right now, if you want to improve your teaching or if you want to thrive as an educator in the pre-primary segment, focus your attention to the learning outcome document or what learning outcomes you need to achieve. That will help you transit or shift from the traditional method of teaching to the more holistic and flexible learning, which is important for today's date. That's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll come back with another set very soon. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful teaching ahead. Bye bye everyone. Knock knock. Please don't forget to like this video, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you stay tuned, if you subscribe to my channel, if you like this video, if you leave your comment, I'll also feel motivated to bring and present more and more topics to you. Thank you so much.